Let me ask you something. If you saved $500 every single month for the next 30 years, how much would you have? About $180,000, right? Now, what if I told you that same $500 monthly could turn into over $1 million instead? The difference isn't magic. It's understanding why saving money alone will never make you rich, and what actually will. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share changed my entire relationship with money. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I break down personal finance in ways that actually make sense for real people. Today we're tackling something that might seem counterintuitive at first. I'm not saying saving money is bad. Actually, it's essential. But if your entire wealth strategy is just stashing cash in a savings account, you're playing a game you can't win. And I'm going to show you exactly why. Before we dive in, if you find this valuable, smash that like button and subscribe. It helps more people discover this information. Alright, let's get into it. So here's the uncomfortable truth most people don't realize. When you save money in a regular savings account, you're not actually preserving your wealth. You're slowly losing it. And the culprit has a name: inflation. Right now, the average savings account in the US pays less than 0.5% interest. Some online banks offer better rates, maybe 4 to 5%, which sounds great until you realize that inflation typically runs at about 2 to 3% per year on average, and has spiked much higher in recent years. What does this mean in practical terms? Let's say you have $10,000 sitting in a savings account earning 0.5% interest. After 1 year, you'll have $10,050. But if inflation is running at 3%, the purchasing power of that money has actually decreased. The stuff that cost $10,000 last year now costs $10,300. So even though your account balance went up, you can buy less with it. You're effectively losing $250 in purchasing power every single year. This is what I call the saving money illusion. You look at your account balance going up and you feel good. You feel secure. But behind the scenes, inflation is eating away at your wealth like termites in a wooden house. You don't see it happening until one day you realize everything costs way more than it used to, and your saved money doesn't go as far. Let's talk about the math, because numbers don't lie. I mentioned this at the beginning, but let's really break it down. Scenario 1. You save $500 per month in a savings account earning 0.5% interest for 30 years. You'll end up with roughly $187,000. Not bad, right? You were disciplined, you saved consistently, and you have a nice chunk of money. Scenario 2. You invest that same $500 per month in a diversified portfolio that returns an average of 8% annually, which is roughly the historical average of the stock market over long periods. After 30 years, you'd have approximately $745,000. That's 4 times more money for the exact same monthly contribution. But here's where it gets really interesting. If you manage to get a 10% average return, which is definitely achievable with the right investment strategy and a long enough time horizon, that same $500 monthly becomes $1.13 million. Same discipline, same monthly amount, but a completely different life outcome. The difference between these scenarios is compound interest, which Albert Einstein supposedly called the eighth wonder of the world. When you just save money, your money sits there. When you invest money, your money makes money, and then that money makes more money. It's exponential growth versus linear growth. And over decades, the gap becomes absolutely massive. This brings me to one of the most important concepts in finance that nobody talks about enough: opportunity cost. Every financial decision you make isn't just about what you're doing with your money. It's also about what you're not doing with it. When you keep $50,000 sitting in a savings account, you're not just earning 0.5% interest. You're also choosing not to earn 8 to 10% by investing it. That difference, that gap between what you could have earned and what you actually earned, that's your opportunity cost. And over time, that cost is enormous. Think about it this way. If someone offered you a job paying $40,000 a year, but you turned it down to take a job paying $35,000, your opportunity cost is $5,000 per year. Every single year, you're $5,000 poorer than you could have been. Now multiply that by 10 years, 20 years, a career. The numbers become staggering. The same thing happens with money sitting in savings accounts. You might feel safe, you might feel like you're being responsible. But you're paying a massive opportunity cost for that feeling. And the tragic part is, most people don't even realize they're making this choice. So if saving alone won't make you rich, what will? The answer is putting your money to work. Making your money earn money. And there are several ways to do this. The stock market is the most accessible option for most people. Through index funds and ETFs, you can own a piece of thousands of companies with minimal effort. You're not trying to pick the next Amazon. You're simply betting that the economy will grow over time, which historically it has. Real estate is another powerful wealth builder. Whether it's rental properties generating monthly income, or real estate investment trusts that let you invest in property without being a landlord, real estate has created more millionaires than perhaps any other investment vehicle. Starting or investing in businesses is how the truly wealthy build massive fortunes. This doesn't mean you need to quit your job and become an entrepreneur, but it does mean thinking about how you can create or own income-generating assets. The key principle underlying all of this is the same: assets that appreciate in value and generate returns that outpace inflation. That's the formula. Save money, yes, absolutely. But then deploy that money into assets that work for you while you sleep. I want to be clear about something though. I'm not saying you should have zero money in savings. Everyone needs an emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of expenses sitting in a high-yield savings account for unexpected situations. That's non-negotiable. That's your financial foundation. But once you have that foundation, every extra dollar should be going toward investments that actually grow your wealth. The real shift that needs to happen isn't just in your bank account. It's in your mindset. Most of us were raised with Depression-era thinking passed down through generations. Keep your money safe. Don't take risks. Cash is king. And look, that mindset made sense when banks were failing and the economy was in chaos. But we're not living in that world anymore. The rules have changed. The real risk today isn't losing money by investing. It's losing purchasing power by not investing. It's getting to retirement age and realizing your safe savings strategy left you broke. Wealthy people understand this. They don't hoard cash. They understand that money is a tool, and tools are meant to be used. They think in terms of assets, cash flow, and returns on investment. They ask, what is this money earning for me? Not, where can I keep this money safest? This doesn't mean being reckless. It means being educated. It means understanding risk and managing it, not avoiding it entirely. Because in trying to avoid all risk, you guarantee a poor outcome. So here's what I want you to take away from this. Save money, absolutely. Build that emergency fund, create that foundation. But understand that saving alone is not a wealth-building strategy. It's a wealth-preserving strategy at best, and in reality, it's a wealth-eroding strategy because of inflation. The path to actual wealth is investing. Putting your money to work in assets that grow and generate returns. Start small if you need to. Educate yourself. But start. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more real talk about money. Drop a comment below telling me where you're at in your financial journey. Are you just saving? Already investing? Let's talk about it. I'll see you in the next one.